Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Có một thời pháp thoại. Hôm nay trong đầu tràng chúng ta sự hiện diện của thượng tọa giảng sư, đó là thượng tọa đạo hiệu Thích Pháp Hòa. Quý vị tự chúng ta cho tràng tay thật lớn để chúc đón thượng tọa. Kính bạch thượng tọa, trong giờ phút này đầu tràng chúng con đã trang nghiêm, hàng Phật tử chúng con đang lắng động tâm tư để đón nhận những lời pháp vi diệu từ thượng tọa. Giờ này chúng con xin cung thỉnh thượng tọa bắt đầu cho buổi pháp thoại tối hôm nay. Chúng con thành tâm cung thỉnh thượng tọa. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô
Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Con kính bạch trên Hòa thượng Viện Chủ, hiện tiền chư tôn đức tăng ni và toàn thể đại chúng. Theo lời yêu cầu của ban tổ chức cũng như là ở ngay trước mặt con bây giờ đang có một cái tờ giấy bằng tiếng Anh, và các bạn trẻ xin yêu cầu có một vài điều chia sẻ với các bạn bằng tiếng Anh. Và nếu đại chúng hoan hỷ cho Pháp Hòa xin khoảng 15-20 phút được không ạ? Today is Friday, November 17th, the year 2023. We are in Seattle, in Cổ Lâm Buddhist Temple, and this is my third night that I have meet the community and share the practice and Dharma with all the community. So first of all, I would like to thank you all for the past 3 nights, the past 2 nights, and also tonight to be here with the community. Especially, I have received a lot of love from all my brothers, my sisters, my community. So please accept my thankful to all of you. How are you? Are you cold? You warm now? There are a lot of friends outside. I don't know can they hear or not, but they just try to look into the window and maybe they try to hear whatever they can. And before we have a Vietnamese talk, I have a paper here with some English question from our young friends, and I think it is very important to answer this question for our young friends. Các bạn trẻ ở đây có những câu hỏi rất là hay và liên quan đến đời sống của các bạn. Thành thử ra Pháp Hòa nghĩ là đại chúng cho phép Pháp Hòa được chia sẻ với các em. Và đây là điều rất là cần giúp đỡ cho các em. When we are practicing Buddhism, and we do not, please do not think that you are following a religion where you are come for a faith. Of course, we have to faith, we have to believe in something, but do not stop on what you believe. But you have to practice what you have learned from the practice. The more you practice, the more you can benefit, and you also experience what is the real Buddhism. Because Buddhism means the way of life, the way of practice. So when we become the Buddhist, we are learning the way to transform our negatives and live our life in a positive way. There are a lot of negatives in this entire life, but it doesn't mean there is no positive. If we only focus on the negative, we will become a negative person. And in us, we generate the negative energy. And people surround us, they can realize it. And we also we influence our loved one with our negative energies too. So remember, there is suffering, but there is also happiness. But if we only focus to suffering, and we will be suffer. And our practice is we try to practice in such a way to suffer less. So once we suffer less, we're able to suffer less our loved one. And this is our entire and truly needed practice. We do not refuse the sickness, but we know that there is also wellness too. We are not only focused to the negative in order to make us become the negative person. And this is not what we want to be. So when you're sick, there's nothing wrong to be sick. But the important is you know what's wrong with you in order to take the right medication. So when you are when you anger, you know that I am angry now. And you will try to find ways to help you to calm your anger. And this is the practice. Just like when you're hungry, you try to find some food. You are thirsty, you find some drink. So when you are in an anger one, you find time and place and way to help you to remove your anger. So anger just want something like cold, flu, headache. We take Tylenol. So anger is not something too important that suffer ourselves. But we are looking for the instruction. That's why we take refuge in the Dharma. Dharma means the teachings of the Buddha, the way to help us out. Remember, if there is a way in, there is a way out. Life is nothing called the end. If we have the entrance, we have the exit. If we have sickness, we have medication. If we have anger, there is calmness. When you step into the room and you know the temperature is too hot, you adjust and make the temperature of the room become neutral. We have the thermos to adjust. So when you step in, you realize the room is too cold. You can turn the heat on and to make this room warmer. If it's too hot, you make it warm. So there is something we adjust. And what we come here is to learn how to adjust ourselves. So when you are angry, don't talk. That is the way. And that is the priority way to save the environment, to save your life, to save your happiness, to save your communication, your relationship. Why there is so much argument, fighting? Because we just explode when we're angry. And there is a way we learn to express more than to explode. When you're angry, you tell your loved one, I'm not in a good mood now, so please help me. I need a place to stay calm. So you go to your room, close your door, don't talk. That is the first thing we should do, the priority. Just like when you headache, don't do anything. Just find some spot to calm yourself down because you are too stressed here, and then you headache. So when you're angry, find a way to stay calm. So after you calm down, you're all right to come down and talk. We want to talk more than we yell. Because when we close like this, but when we're angry, we yell, we don't talk. Sometimes we to other ends, we picked up the phone and we talk. But when we too close, we yell. That is something not normal. That is something not normal. How come we always yell when we're too close and we talk softly when we are too far? So this is something for us to reflect. So when you are in the angry, you cannot keep any rule. There's no rule with you at that time. So if your loved one come and talk rules with you, you will destroy that rules easily because in that moment you are no longer yourself. You lose yourself. So according to the Buddha's teaching, first thing, stay away from the one who makes you angry. Do not close to that environment. Find yourself a place. So we use the word control. No, we don't try to control anything. We try to tame it. We try to adjust. If you control yourself one day, you cannot hold anymore, you explode. You lose your control. Now we find a place to calm ourselves down, to let it go, to make it dissolve, more than just try to push. Just like somebody, they try to hold in, and then one day they explode. And our practice is not that way. We know something wrong, we try to think, we try to reflect, and let it go. Do you sing some Christmas song? And there is a song called Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. And we used to call Let It Go, Let It Go, Let It Go. When you put your hand like this, the snow come to your hand and they melt. Why is that? Because your hand is too warm, too hot. So your warm, your hot can dissolve, can melt the cold, can melt the snow. So use your warm heart. Let it go. And you know that in this life, there is nothing will stay with you forever. Even love, you say, I love you forever. Forget it. It's just all of it. Even love, you declare, I love you forever. But in this life, very rarely things that ever. What is ever? When you die. So the Buddha taught us there are five things. We learn to respect the life of others. We do not damage them by killing or by words. Sometimes we kill people by weapons, but sometimes we kill people by words, by the way we act, by the way we treat them. So we try to do not do bad things, means try to reflect on the words we use and the action we're supposed to do. We respect the life of others, not to kill. Remember, sometimes we don't kill in action. we kill in the way we think. We try to find way to suffer someone who live with us, who stay with us, and we call them our loved one. But when we're angry, we don't have that kind of beautiful thought anymore. But in ourselves, we have the thought of killing. So once you cultivate your loving kindness enough, respect the life of others. So we respect the property of others. We do not steal, but instead we share, we give. So what can you give? Not only material. You can give your smiling, your greeting. So I always feel so warm and so happy when I meet so many people. They stay in the cold, but they make me warm. And I always respect them when I pass by them. They join their palms and pay respect. I pay respect back to them. And once we respect each other like that, we try to save each other. So there are so many things you can give every day. Not only money, materials. You can give your smiling, your greeting, your looking. Sometimes you look at them by the eyes of understanding, by the eyes of love, instead of staring at them. And they say, don't give me that dirty look. So sometimes they are afraid of our dirty look. But now we cultivate the eyes of loving kindness. So that's why we always come to Avalokiteshvara, Wangam, because she has the eyes of loving kindness, the eyes of understanding. The third practice, we have witnessed so many broken families in the society due to the sexual misconduct. So we vow to cultivate our responsibility not to engage any other relationship, with our love and long-term commitments. Remember, love and long-term commitments. I have a long-term commitment with you. That's why once every 1 or 2 years I come to visit Seattle. We have a long-term commitment so we can keep the relationship. So why? Because we need to respect the happiness of each other. And the fourth practice, try to learn to use your loving speech in your daily life. There are words can suffer people. There are words can happy other people. So make sure we use the word that make others happy. So with our mindfulness, with our reflection, we are unable to do so. So why we need to sit like this? To calm. So once you calm, you clear. You know what to do. You know what to say. When you are in a panic, you're extremely busy, you forget a lot of things. One day you lose your key. The more you run around looking for your keys, the more you don't know where they are. Unless you find a place to sit and you review where I step, where I come in, and then you can find your key right away after 1 or 2 minutes. Maybe you spend an hour or two looking for your key, but you only need 2-3 minutes to calm yourself down. You can find your key. So the calmness within us is very important and very needed. Just like the water. The more you stirring, the more the water moving. So when you let it sit, and then they can come. So now we come to the second part of the practice is listening deeply. Why we angry? Because we don't learn to listen. And when we don't listen, we don't understand. Once we don't understand enough, we easily get angry. And we have misunderstanding. So once you listening deeply, you are clear what's going on. And then you also understand that person and you allow that person to dump out what's in them. This is very important. In Buddhism, we have two terms. Từ, bi. Từ means kindness. You giving, joys. Bi means you take away the suffering from other person. How? How can we take away the suffering? How can we offer joys? We listen to them so they can relieve, and we talk to them so we can offer them joys. There are a lot of people who suffer. They come to the temple and they asking for the monks to sit and listen to them sharing. After a while, they feel release. So remember, your loved one, they also need to talk, and you need to listen. We listen without judging, with all our attention and love. I know that I'm listening deeply to my daughter, so I can help her. You know, sometimes your daughter, your sons, they have problems in life. You need to sit and listen to them. If you say, don't talk to me, I don't want to hear. And then one time, 2 times, maximum 3 times, they stop sharing. And then they try to hold. The more they hold, the more they heavy. We call depression. So why a lot of friends, a lot of our loved ones, they depressed or they have a lot of sorrows, suffer, because we don't learn how to listen deeply to them. And now we come to the 5th practice. Be mindful on your daily consumption. This is something I have here. Most games this day have violence. How can I play games with friends? Because we have more fun. I know when we play game, we have more fun. But remember, fun is something right in that moment. But what is the after? Just like you eat, you enjoy your eating. But what happened after you ate? You bring sickness to your body. You bring sickness to your mind. That is not the way we want. You do your homework, you just do it. You don't care what is the result. What happened after that? You got 0. Because you never read carefully all your questions. You did not do your homework right. So don't just, pay attention what is there, but you also reflect what is after. So playing games is nothing wrong, but please find the healthy games to play. Games that less violence. Games that less scary. Sometimes we watch a lot of scary movies and we intake a lot of scary energy into ourselves. You know what you in touch the most, you become that. So be careful on our daily consumption. So the question here is, how can I drink without breaking the rules? If you know how to taming and limit your drinking, you never break any rules. But remember, we cannot control, we cannot taming our greedy. After you drink, you want more drink. And who else? Your friends. Your friends convince you to drink more. If you say, no, I'm enough, and they will say something to, push you up, and then you take more. So remember, when you are drinking, it's hard for us to stop. So instead of that, not drinking every day, only once a while, only in the party, just a little bit to socialize. But not to turn ourselves to become addictions. Anything you're addicted is become your problems. So once you cannot manage, you cannot tame it, it's become your major problem. in Bhutan, they don't have the traffic light in their capital city. Remember, in Bhutan, they do not have traffic lights in their capital city. But they have a lot of words on the way, on the street, on the road to stop us. Don't drive risky after a whiskey. So after a whiskey, so make sure you drive carefully. I know you are rushing home, and not because of that you make others cannot go home. You have a family, they also have a family. So you know some words that click in your mind is powerful than a traffic light. Sometimes you try to pass the traffic lights because traffic light is just a signal, but the words can become something for you to reflect. How can I balance my life with school, friends, etc.? Balancing means, you know, you have 5 days a week to study. And during your daily study, you also have time to relax. Just like you, when you put your jacket in, outside, you put more in, more on. So when you stay here, come into this room, you take out. You try to adjust your temperature in your body. Yourself, you know how to adjust your jacket. Then you learn how to adjust your addictions between playing and studying. What are ways I can talk to my parents without talking back? I have a trick, I have a practice. Sometimes, you know, as a young fellow, I also have my temper too. But every time like that, I always think, oh, this senior, my parents, my grandparents, the time they stay with me is not too long. So if I argue them back, I will regret one day if they are no longer with me. So I always think that way in order to, you know, to embrace the others easily. So when your parents talk to you, instead of talk back, you need to reflect, what are you talking? What are they talking? What are they trying to teach you? And you know, as parents, they always want to bring us good things. They never try to suffer us. Just because we don't take them right, that's why we are not in a happy mood. Sometimes we take the wrong message, we easily angry, don't we? Sometimes people try to give us a message very simple, but we don't take it that simple. And then we get angry. After we understood, we say, why don't you tell me earlier? And this happened to us a lot of times. So today, when I have a chance to see you back like this, according to some of your questions, I combine them together as a small talk. And I'm very happy to meet all of my young brothers and sisters tonight. And of course, within 20 minutes, 30 minutes is not enough for me to share. But if you want to listen more, you can Google. Everything is on Google. Thầy Pháp Hòa English. And there will be more talks. One of the things I just want to remind you, as a young friend, as a young fellow, I also, I go through my young age, and I know, I understand you. One of the things that we learn is how to balance everything in daily life. When the food is extremely delicious, you still only learn to take just enough. Sometimes food is nothing hurts you, but learn to balance every tiny thing. So when you come to the major one, you are easily to balance it. Otherwise, it's too difficult. You don't learn from the the minor, the simple one, it's hard for you to control the major. I like to sleep too, but I have a lot of work. I have to wake up, early to do my meditation, my chanting, my guidings. So I need to wake up and I put my alarm clock. Why we need to set up the alarm clock? To allow us time's up. Time's up to wake up. Time's up to do something. That's why we set up the clock for. So after the clock wake you up or tell you to do, don't just stop them and lie down again. And usually we will sleep in and we late. So I remember when I was in school, we learned that you sleep late, you come to the office, get the late sleep. That is the life. When you do something like this, there is some penalty. So when you do something wrong, there is penalty. When you plant orange, you will have orange as a fruit. When you plant pepper, you will have chili pepper. So it depends on what you want. And life, things never wait for us. But we need to do things on time. And we will never delay and late. You are 15, 16, 20 years now. And remember, time's only flow, move up. We don't have time to go back. So make sure we reflect carefully on anything we do. So make sure we make it correct. When I ask you to cook rice, you must know what is called rice and what ingredients for making the rice. When you want to make curry, you know all ingredients for curry. If not, then how can we make the cooking? Life is the same. When you are single, you live as a single. When you marry, now you marry. You have your responsibility. Once you can recognize all your responsibilities, you will make things better. And you will never step on or stay away from your role. Thank you for your listening. Thank you for your practice.